Man, I was hot to go. I'd spent a couple of years with not too much feminine companionship. There in Washington, D.C., those girls were hungry. We had them whistling at us. I almost went crazy. And then came out and I went with a little girl from over here at Paul. I don't even remember what her name was now. Asher or something.
How'd you know her?
I just run into her somewhere.
What about the Lee gal? You got back? Was she married, or
No, she was teaching school somewhere.
But you just weren't interested?
Wasn't interested. Then Dick Beecher was home on leave at the same time, and after we'd probably been back a week or something, we went down to that dance that night and saw Mom. And from then it was this girl over here at Paul. She wanted to marry me, and I didn't want to get married. I was having too much fun. Mother, she didn't want to get married, and so I concentrated on her.
Yeah, her story is that you wanted to get married, and she said, "Well, I'll take your ring."
Well, this was after 3 weeks or so.
After you realized what a catch she was.
So I bought when we got back. I bought a car. Gasoline was rationed at that time, but Roy, he had a few extra gasoline coupons that he'd keep me supplied. So I made out of it.
When you saw her there at the dance, did you recognize her as Mary Ellen Ward, or were you attracted to her physically? I mean, she was a pretty woman.
Yeah, very pretty. And she had some real cute ways about her.
Would
Beautiful smile.
Would she always giggle like she does?
Oh, no. So it was pretty much steady stuff after that.
How long did it take before you kissed her for the first time?
Well, I think we've been in the car for 5-10 minutes.
That night on the way home?
Well, why not?
Oh, Dad.
She wasn't exactly a novice. And after I got in the car, I'd usually drop her off at home along 12, 1 o'clock. I'd try to be back over there again by 9, 10.
Kind of like Herman, huh?
Well, you know, we had a lot of things to do.
So how did Nana and Gramp react to you?
Well,
did they think you were too old for her?
I never heard them mention it. I think they'd have been happy if I hadn't been there quite so constant. Let her slow down just a little, but they didn't put up any real objection to it. As long as they didn't object, I wasn't going to make an issue of it. We had a lot of fun. We went to Sun Valley, and I took her down to Jerome one night to meet my old girlfriend.
Meet your old, which one?
Lois Lee.
Why did you do that?
Well, I just wanted to let Lois know that there was somebody else in the world besides her.
How did Mom feel about that?
Mom was very congenial. I don't believe that she went in. Uh, Lois and Edith Beecher were staying together down there. And I remember going in and visiting with them a little bit, and I don't even know the mom went in with me. And I guess I got pretty serious about her. Thought that I probably should marry her. So as she told you, eventually, I talked her into it. First it was, well, we'd get engaged, but she didn't want to get married until I got out of the service. Then before I left, well, she'd agreed that as soon as I got my permanent assignment, I was going to Santa Barbara to a redistribution station. As soon as I got assigned to the permanent station, well then she'd come and we'd get married. I got to Santa Barbara, and I think probably the next day I sent her a telegram and told her this looked like a good place for a honeymoon. Government expense.
Now, had you guys discussed, well, evidently not, a temple marriage at all, or that was just not in the thought process?
Wasn't in the books. By the time that we decided to get married, well, my leave was all gone, and so we couldn't very well have made it then. And I don't know that I could have got a temple recognized.
Well, so what did your folks think while this was going on? I mean, were they?
Well, they knew her and they liked her. They knew the Wards. The Wards knew them. And they figured that it wasn't too bad a union.
Did your dad ever sit down with you and give you the father-son talk?
No. I don't think he... Well, hello! That. I heard that Father and Grandpa had talked a little bit about it, and they'd agreed that it wasn't too bad of a situation. Hello, Debbie! Father, that I didn't know whether I was good enough for her or not. I told him that he knew that I hadn't been exactly what I ought to have been. And as I recall, his remark was, well, she probably hasn't done anything very bad, but I don't know that she's done a great lot that's been really too good either.
So in other words, don't feel too bad.
Yeah.
Well, did you ever ask Grandpa Nana for her hand? Was that?
Oh, I don't think I asked him. I don't know. I suppose the night after we got engaged, we went home and told them that we were engaged. They didn't throw me out. But I know that when I sent her the telegram and she decided to come to Santa Barbara, well, for Nana, of course, naturally, she was broken-hearted. She wanted things different than that. Grandpa
Is that Nana wasn't too excited about?
war was over.
No, Nana wasn't too excited about Mom taking off to Santa Barbara. What did your folks have any sentiments?
If they did, they didn't express them, I guess. I was already there. But Gramps says, well, you want her to be an old maid. But she cried, and that's natural.
So
But she arrived
on the bus or train or?
on the bus. I met her. I think we went and got the marriage license that afternoon when she got there. And then the next morning we had the big ceremony.
You had one of the military guys marry you, or?
Chaplain.
And then you honeymooned in Santa Barbara.
Honeymooned in Santa Barbara. It's beautiful.
What was the name of the hotel?
Marmotte.
The Marmotte.